Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm LJ, if you're new to my channel. So today's video is quite exciting. So today I'll be testing viral TikTok hacks. I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos on like makeup and how you should do your makeup. It's gonna change your life forever. And I've also seen some people doing it on YouTube, and surprisingly the results came out like really good. So I'm super excited to try out this video. I'll be doing 3 hacks that I saw on TikTok. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first hack is for prepping your face. So I'm just going to be playing the video and put the clip somewhere on the screen so you guys can see the video that I'm looking at. So I'm going to start with the first video.
If you wear makeup, watch. Change your whole routine and try this instead. Moisturize first. Then after moisturizing, take some translucent powder. I usually use the Fit Me one, and I just lightly dab it all over my face.
Okay, so she said moisturize first. Very important because I always have to moisturize my skin before applying any makeup. I did kind of moisturize earlier, but I do have to add in that extra hydration. So to moisturize, I'm gonna use the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir 24K Moisturizing Gel Cream. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my face real quick before moving on to the next step. Alright, so my skin is moisturized. It's looking super dewy. So the next step, she said, is take some translucent powder. She says she uses the Fit Me translucent powder, but I'm gonna use the Mercier translucent setting powder. And this is in the shade Medium Deep. And she says dab the translucent powder a little bit, not too much. I actually recently tried this technique, like applying translucent setting powder before applying foundation. It wasn't bad, honestly. I don't think I did it the right way. I think I just kind of like skipped some steps. So hopefully after doing this, we can discover some good hacks and be like, yo, you know what? This can be a life changer. All right, so this is what my skin is looking like after the moisturizer and the translucent setting powder. So we're gonna move on to the next step.
Not too much. Then take some setting spray. It could be any setting spray. I usually use the NYX one. After the setting spray.
She says she uses the NYX one. So I have the NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me setting spray. This is the Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil setting spray. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next step.
Take a primer and just put your primer. Also, wait for the setting spray to dry first.
Okay, she says take a primer and put the primer all over the face after the setting spray is dry. So it looks like the setting spray is pretty dry. So I'm gonna put the primer on, and the primer that I'm gonna use is the Fenty Beauty Soft Silk Hydrating Primer. Guys, this feels so weird to put primer on after applying translucent setting powder. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? I'm gonna still do it. This feels so weird. Like, it doesn't feel normal. So I'm gonna spread it around. Okay. Okay, I feel like the translucent setting powder is moving. So I'm just gonna dab the primer on there. It feels very sticky, like super sticky. The texture feels very sticky. Like, my skin feels like really stickier than it usually is when I put on primer, especially using the soft silk primer. When I usually put it on, it feels like silky. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next step. Actually, I think that's the final step. So let's see what she says about this technique.
Then just put on your foundation and just see what happens and how amazing your makeup is gonna look. And it's gonna stay on 24/7 and it's not gonna crease.
Okay, so that's it for this technique. She said the makeup is not gonna move, it's not gonna crease. We'll see, okay? I'm gonna move right on to the next hack, which is for like actual complexion, applying complexion products. So I have a video here by, her name is Kate Bake, and she did this video where she was talking about like applying complexion products. This one is kind of scary. When I watched it, I was like, would this really work for me? So we're gonna watch it and we're gonna try it. So this is the next video.
Sis, I'm about to change your whole life. So instead of putting concealer and bronzer on after your foundation, we're gonna do it before. The key is to use a concealer that is much lighter than you would typically use. Now you're gonna take your
Okay, that's the first step. That's the first step is concealer? Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Okay, so she says use a concealer that is much lighter than your skin. So I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. And this concealer is much lighter than my skin. Oh gosh, this is scary. So I'm just gonna apply it like I normally do. It looks like she has quite a bit on there. Should I put some here? Okay, I'm gonna put some right here because I usually sometimes put concealer right there. We're just having fun with this concealer because at the end of the day, what is going on over here? Let's move on to the next step.
Now you're gonna take your beauty blender, and I like to use something to wet it. I don't use water. I like to use the Dewy Set Spray by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and we're gonna... I'm dramatic, I know. You're going to look...
Okay, so she uses setting spray to wet her sponge. Mine has water because I washed it, so oops, you know. So it's still a little bit damp, but I'm still gonna spray it with the setting spray. And I don't want to put too much because it's already wet. And then what's the next step?
You're going to look like you just dumped your face in a bag of flour.
Okay, so she blended it out. I'm just gonna blend it out. Maybe I should have used a little bit of a little darker concealer. I feel like this is way too light. Oh my gosh. I really just want to see what this is gonna turn into because right now, this is absurd. Alright, so I'm already thinking like, is this really gonna work? Like, this is definitely not gonna work. I don't know where this is going. Yeah, I definitely should have used the concealer that's a little bit darker because this is just looking crazy. I'm already doubting this technique. This one I feel like is a fail, but we're gonna keep going and see where it takes us.
I'm dramatic, I know. You're going to look like you just dumped your face in a bag of flour. That's okay. Now you're going to take a liquid bronzer shade that is much darker than you would typically use.
Okay, she said use a liquid bronzer. I don't have a liquid bronzer, I just have a contour. A concealer that's darker than my skin, which is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Rich Ebony. Like, I'm gonna place a good amount, honestly, because right now, this is not looking right. I'm gonna blend it out with a beauty sponge just because these concealers work better when you blend them out with a beauty sponge. I actually kind of regret doing this video now. So like I like to do, get rid of harsh lines, make it a little bit seamless. Do I need to do my nose? Okay, I think I need to do my nose contour. So I'm gonna do that real quick. What I'm gonna do is take my nose contour brush and just kind of like collect some from here. I'm just gonna do it so it can match like my skin. And why not? Because it looks like she added the nose contour as well. We're gonna do a nose contour hack anyways, so I'm not really like focusing on trying to make sure my nose contour is good, so I'm just gonna move on to the next step.
Put your foundation on like you would normally do.
Okay, so it looks like she's putting her foundation on with a beauty sponge. For foundation, I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Foundation in 420. So I would usually go in with just like 1.5 pumps. I don't know, should I spread it around a little bit? I'm just gonna dance it around on my hand first and then blend it out. Oh my gosh, I don't know about this. We just need to bring the skin back. It's actually not bad. That's not bad. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more foundation. It looks like my skin is coming back, which is good. That's good, okay? Because I was looking crazy. Wow, I am blown away. I don't look like a ghost anymore. My skin looks like it's back to normal. It took away the contour a little bit too much. I guess the concealer was like way too light, but it definitely brought my skin back for sure. I actually almost thought this video was like done. We're gonna move on and see what she says.
This is what it looks like after foundation is on. Bake.
She blended it out and she said bake. Hers looks like, it looks like it's contoured a little bit more than mine is. I don't know if I want to go in with a little bit more contour, which I am. You know, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I like a sharp contour. I'm going to go in with just a little bit. Okay, so she said bake. I'm not like the biggest fan of baking just because I feel like it's super drying under my skin, but I'm still going to do it. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder in the shade Deep Peach. And I'm going to use a beauty sponge to apply this powder. Should I do it? Nah, I don't think so. I'm not gonna go there with this. Okay, so she said bake, and then let's move on to the next step.
A little bronzer. Come back for part 2.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is dust off this powder. Alright, this is what my skin looks like after this hack. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like, me thinking about it, it's really not that bad. Like, it's actually, it looks like I just did like my regular routine. I'm actually really blown away because when I put on the concealer, I was like, no, it's way too light. But as soon as you put on the foundation, I used the Fenty foundation, and this is like a perfect match for my skin right now. It's like right on. So it really just brings your skin back and it looks normal. So I'm actually pretty impressed with this hack. I'm gonna move on to the next hack, which is for the nose contour, and it's by Nikki Tutorials. She did a video on TikTok where she was talking about like how to snatch your nose very easily. So let's watch the video.
All right, so you want to contour your nose without any failures? Let's go. First, you're gonna need your bronzer. Take the bronzer.
Okay, so we're gonna use the bronzer, okay? All right, so the bronzer that I'm gonna use is the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Maui Nights. So we're just gonna play the video and see what she says with the bronzer.
Take the bronzer on a brush, and literally what you start doing is bronze your entire nose from tip all the way to the bridge. It's gonna look like a mess right now, but trust me, I'm
gonna put on the bronzer. I'm gonna saturate the brush with it. And she said put it all over your nose from top to bottom. This looks crazy. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, now here's the trick. You take your face powder.
Okay, hold on. She looks like she added some on this area as well. Like she basically just applied it all over her nose. This looks like I had a sunburn.
Okay, now here's the trick. You take your face powder and a dry beauty blender, and you're gonna snatch.
All right, so she said face powder, but I feel like because I've used the Anastasia setting powder, I should stick to using that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna use a face powder. So, and she said take it on a damp sponge, right? Let me see, because I don't remember.
Take your face powder and a dry beauty blender, and you're gonna.
Oh, she said dry beauty blender. I don't have a dry beauty blender, so I'm just gonna use this wet sponge.
Just snatch the sides. The more you bring this in, the smaller your nose is gonna look.
Okay, so she looks like she's just applying it on the sides like that. She said the more you bring it in, the smaller your nose is gonna look. And we're going for like a super snatched nose. I'm just gonna bring it in until like right there. Okay, I think I want it smaller, so I'm gonna bring it in a little bit more. We're just gonna bring it up to right there. Sounds about right. This is so hard. Like, she made it look like it was so easy, but it's really hard. Like, it's hard to get like a straight line. Hers looks like super sharp, but mine is like everywhere. Okay, so let's see what the next step is.
The bridge. You want to make that nice and light as well. Boo! Take a big face breath. Oh my god, English, what even is it? And start buffing all of this out until it's soft.
So I'm gonna use my Morphe powder brush. All right, so it looks like it's pretty much soft now. So let's move on to the next step.
Highlighter to just the tip and the bridge, and you're done.
I mean, not bad. It was definitely not easy. Would I go in with my regular nose contour routine technique? Yes, because it's easier for me. That's just how I'm used to doing it. It really wasn't that bad though. Like, it was like pretty simple, but I feel like with a little practice, it will get easier. But yeah, so that's it for this video. These are all the TikTok hacks that I wanted to try out. I wanted to try it out off camera, but I felt the need to just like try it on camera so you guys can initially see like my first impressions on trying out these techniques and how the results came out. It wasn't bad. I feel like for all 3 makeup hacks, I would definitely use all 3 of them. Of course, the second one was kind of scary because I'm like, wait a minute, like what's going on? You know, it's kind of scary because you think like you messed up. I thought the concealer was way too light, but it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't a fail. So that's good. I definitely do see myself using this technique if I'm like in a rush and I just want to like apply my makeup super fast. That second hack is definitely helpful with that. The first one, I'm not sure. I do have to like let my makeup sit for at least 12 hours before I can actually decide like if this hack is actually worth it. All 3 hacks were pretty good. Like, I actually enjoyed doing this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up on this video. Don't forget to subscribe and join the family. Hit the bell so you're always notified of a new upload. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.